Good morning, Hotel Zugspitz. This was one of our 2 hotels that we had last night. Look at how beautiful that is, and every bed is nice inside.
Little Steve Ray. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're calling the fire department.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee.
And we took a short cut through Austria, Austria.
Switzerland. We should get today in the evening to Zurich, and we just
Next, we're going to see 2 famous Bavarian castles. Here's the names of them. They're built by Ludwig, King Ludwig, and his father. This very bold bee came on our bus, and I killed him with my bare hands. Steve right here, fearless leader of this group. And this is our group coming along. There's Jacek and
Hi, Steve!
Father Franz. Here's the whole bunch of us in Füssen, heading to Mass at St. Mang's Abbey. There's Peter. And there's our father and Bishop Kelly.
These are the relics of Saint Mang, his walking stick and his chalice and a piece of his bones.
The Abbey is a symbol of the veneration of St. Magnus. The entire church represents an enormous reliquary, not only because of this, but because he's buried below. And the legend of the local saint inspires the frescoes painted all around here telling the story. The Abbey had a decisive influence as a center of the lordship, economy, culture, and faith of Füssen and the whole area around. So it's kind of like the heartbeat of authentic Catholicism for the whole area around. So here we are in the middle of that, celebrating Saint Mang or Mangus, and I like the way they do that reliquary. I think that's very nice. So. The church is full of paintings, frescoes of the life of Saint Mang.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. My brothers and sisters in Christ, I really wish I could admire the evil one, because he's very good at what he does. It's just that what he does is bad, but otherwise he's very good. For example, how often have you all scratched your head and said, I've been struggling with the same weakness, the same sin for such a long time? That's because the evil one has found the niche in your honor, on your armor, and he's going to exploit it till it no longer works. For example, take a look at my life. I could be walking along one of these streets, and there could be a bag of non-sequential $20 bills. It'd be no temptation whatsoever. But if it was a box of cannolis, those cannolis are going to disappear, and you're never going to see them again. He knows that. So he's going to make sure there's cannolis in my path, and in your path, there'll be something else. Did you notice, my brothers and sisters, the opening prayer, the collect? We honor Punction and Hippolytus this morning because they suffered for a long time, and their constancy was admired. The same has to be true for all of us. Sometimes we are called to offer it up. Remember that expression my mom used to say, whenever something went wrong, offer it up. For your own sins, the souls in purgatory, whatever. That long suffering and the virtue of constancy is not one that we, especially as Americans, are very good at. We want it now. Step on it. It's supposed to be fast food. Come on, come on, come on, come on. My brothers and sisters, Punction and Hippolytus teach us the virtues of patience and constancy. And ironically, they were bitter enemies. Punction was elected pope right around 255, 256. Hippolytus didn't like him, so he announces himself to be another pope. And the emperor didn't like either one of them, so he exiled them together. Get a load of it. Their rival popes exiles them together to work in the salt mines on the island of Sardinia. And while they're there, working in the salt mines, not only are they reconciled to each other, but Hippolytus renounces his error and is reconciled to the church. He's the only person in history who at one and the same time was an anti-pope and died a martyr and is honored by the church. And when back home, when you get home and the priest uses the second Eucharistic prayer, most of it we trace back to Saint Hippolytus. And while they work together in the salt mines of Sardinia, my brothers and sisters, they teach us the virtue of patience, constancy, and as the opening prayer said, long suffering, sometimes with our own weaknesses. I don't know what your cannoli is, my brothers and sisters, but you do. And therein, when you struggle with your cannoli, you'll ask for Punction Hippolytus to pray for you, that you might be patient and constant in the faith as you struggle with it. Because as long as we're struggling, we're good. As soon as you give up the struggle, that's when the evil one has won. Be long-suffering, my brothers and sisters. Be constant in your faith. And pass up a cannoli every now and then. This is my body, which will be given up for you.
Have a good lunch, you guys. Everybody's got an hour and a half to scatter through the whole square in the city here of Füssen. Beautiful place. There's restaurants and cafes everywhere, and we're going to meet back at this statue right here at 2 o'clock. We have a nice relaxing drive through Germany and into Switzerland, and we stopped at a rest station after an hour and a half. These are always welcome signs. People got a drink and time to restrooms and ice cream and so on. Here's Janet and I looking in the window to see if we got everybody before we leave. Oh, we're on our way now to Zurich after a rest stop, and we're watching a movie about King Ludwig and his castles here in Bavaria.
And has the dilapidated castle restored in the new Gothic style.
Well, we're crossing over this bridge into Switzerland. This is the Swiss border right straight ahead. We have
Just as
arrived
technically
to
sophisticated
Switzerland.
is the electric bells.
We are at the Novotel here in Zurich, Switzerland. Everybody enjoys it. Already been giving me a lot of thumbs up. It's a nice bar here and a lobby, and we're all having dinner inside there right now. I'll show you pictures of that soon. You can also eat dinner out there, and there's a nice pool if people want to go swimming. So very nice place.